Welcome to week 6 of English composition. By now, you should be largely done with the research for your paper and have used a significant number of sources. This week, you will learn about how to cite those sources properly in APA style, the style that's used at City Vision University. We'll go over the basic rules and also demonstrate a range of tools, both software and web-based, that can make citations easier to create. Remember, even though doing citations is fairly tedious, citations are useful because they will help others locate the original sources that you reference in your work. Some form of citations is necessary in order to avoid committing plagiarism when you're using the work of others. We'll also talk this week about another genre of writing that is sometimes done in college, though less frequently than the ones discussed so far. This is the narrative essay, sometimes called a personal narrative, although it doesn't have to be about yourself. Narrative essays are a less formal genre of nonfiction writing since they don't require citations and they have similarities to fiction in that both a narrative essay and a work of fiction tell a story. But a narrative essay differs from a work of fiction in that the story told by a narrative essay is true. Finally, this week we'll be discussing how to make your writing memorable and powerful by improving your writing style. Style involves many elements, but we'll be focusing here on a few key elements such as conciseness, flow of writing, sentence variety, as was discussed also in week 1, and the use of vivid language. Make sure to read the sections of our textbook, The Elements of Style, for this week. The authors are masters of English style, particularly E.B. White, who's best known for children's stories like Charlotte's Web, although he also wrote stories in nonfiction for adults. Obviously, Strunk and White's advice is not all that could be said about English usage and style, but it provides a great starting point, and they've stated it well. Their rule, omit needless words, quoted at the beginning of last week, is a great example. If you're interested, the essay Politics in the English Language by novelist and journalist George Orwell, which was quoted at the beginning of this week, is well worth reading also, although this is not required. The essay is linked after the quote. In it, Orwell talks about how poor quality writing can be used to obscure thought and mislead people, things that we can often still see in our society today. There are 3 assignments this week. The first is a quiz on your ability to recognize a proper APA citation format for both in-text citations and citations in the reference list at the end of the paper. The second is a writing workshop assignment with 2 parts. First, you will write a narrative essay in which you tell a story about an event that happened in either your life or someone else's. Since this is a narrative essay and not a work of fiction, this should be a true story. As I stated earlier, this genre of writing doesn't require citations or research, though. Just tell that which you know happened. There's a great example in the course of a narrative essay which you can use as a model. Make sure, of course, to choose a story that you are comfortable sharing with your classmates. Then, in the second part of this assignment, you will offer feedback to 2 of your classmates according to the writing workshop guidelines linked to the top of the course. Specifically, you will be evaluating and offering suggestions on their style of writing, looking at things like conciseness, word choice, and overall how much the writing draws you in. The third is to submit a full draft of your research paper, including references, all cited properly. This draft will be reviewed next week by your instructor as well as by a peer so that you have time to make edits before the final submission of your paper. That's it for this week. Thanks.